My product challenges conventions because it shows the life of a roller skater and how it affects her life. The film became more unique when I added the dialogue into the film. It provides a more personalized approach to the film and allows the actress or narrator to express her thoughts and feelings. Roller skating isn't a very well-known sport, however, many people are familiar with ice skating. Roller skating is different than ice skating, and that is another way that the film is more unique and different. There are very few films that have to do with roller skating, and I haven't really seen any videos that deal with the life of a roller skater. I used very creative camera shots and angles in my film to add to the overall of the film. Specifically, I used quite a few over-the-shoulder shots to put the audience in the girl's point of view and be able to see and feel what she sees and feels. The shot at the end of the film was very unique, as the girl that was spinning was not the main focus of the shot and was in the background. All in all, my film has many unique qualities that challenges conventions and makes it unique. My film represents social groups and issues because it shows something that a teenager loves to do. Many teens have a sport activity that they enjoy, and in this film, the girl loves roller skating. It shows how she is so passionate about skating and how serious and determined she is about it. The beginning of the film shows the issue of teenagers having to get up at such an early time and are expected to work hard and be alert at such an early hour. It also shows how determined and strong-willed the girl was and that she really wanted to be successful in what she loves doing. A few shots at the end seem to show the issue of teens being nervous and anxious about performing in front of people. When she is standing in the locker room listening to music and focusing, she looks like she is really thinking about how she is going to perform and looks somewhat worried about how well she is going to do. This film shows a social group that contains determined teenagers who have a sport or activity that they pursue and put a lot of hard work and effort into, but also shows some of the challenges that teenagers face. My product engages with audiences as people see my advertisements and go out and watch my film. My film would be marketed to an audience by creating a very enticing and interesting trailer that would cause viewers to want to see my film. The trailer would be played at the movie theater before other movies that people go to see. After reading an article, Marketing of Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, I have really been able to understand the importance of a trailer and how it impacts views. The article stated how a certain film was actually much better than the trailer portrayed, so a few amount of people went out and watched the film. Additionally, posters and standees would be a great way for me to market my film and make people aware of it. This is a great visual method for people to be introduced to my film and want to watch it. I would pay to have my film announced on TV and radio stations for it to be heard about. Tons of people watch TV daily and listen to the radio, which would get the word out about my film tremendously. Another great way I could market my film would be to publicize it on social media sites like Facebook and Twitter, since they are very actively used by people in this day and age. Also, I would need to find an effective way to distribute my film. I think I would distribute my film online because nowadays so many people use the internet for entertainment. I could also make my film downloadable so that people would have easy access to view my film. Also, making my film available on Netflix or Hulu would be a great way to distribute my film because so many people actively use these services. Previously, I have done some research on Netflix as a distribution method and found that the number of people using Netflix has more than tripled since 2012. The number is only going to increase and will help make my movie more popular. My target audience is mostly teenagers, so distributing my film on Netflix is a great idea because teenagers are the most active on Netflix. I would also make a lot of movie posters to hang around popular areas in town and create a short trailer of my film to entice people to watch it. I would eventually make my film available on DVD and Blu-ray. I may even create a website for my film that people can access online to increase publicity of the film. Throughout the making of my film, my production skills strengthened tremendously. I got more familiar with the best angles to use in my film, and I really opened my mind and looked at all different camera shots and angles. I became more experimental and allowed myself to try all kinds of methods to create my film. I spent more time using my camera and getting familiar with different settings and options that it entails. I was able to decide which lighting my camera worked best in, as this was always a challenge I had to overcome during this project. I researched how to write a script and got familiar with the format. I also got more experience editing films and incorporating music to make the film more interesting. For the first time, I recorded a voiceover and added that into my film. I had done something similar in the past, but not the same way I did for the project. I had already used Sony Vegas Pro 13 many times. I was able to learn a few new things when I inserted the voiceover. I learned a lot of audio techniques on the program by watching tutorial videos on YouTube and a few editing techniques as well. Additionally, I learned about film openings and the text that is incorporated into the film. I really gained a lot of knowledge about marketing and distribution. Looking at different films and how they were advertised was something I had never really looked into before and have learned a lot about. Overall, my production skills really strengthened throughout this project. I integrated technologies in this project by using Sony Vegas Pro 13 to edit my film, using my Olympus Stylus 7030 to tape my film, and using the internet to do a lot of research. Sony Vegas Pro 13 is a great film editing program that I used to cut portions of my film, add music, and add audio. My project also integrated technology by the camera I used, which allowed me to record my film. The internet had a great deal in technology used in my film. I used the internet to research film openings and even watch some film openings to use as a reference. The internet was also very useful in learning about the marketing and distribution of films and comparing different films and how they were marketed or distributed. I used this information to see how successful the film was and how their marketing or distribution method benefited or did not benefit them. I used my iPhone 5C to record the voiceover that was incorporated into my film. I used an audio program called Goldwave to cut the audio clip of the alarm clock in the beginning of the film. The music that I used in my film is also an example of technology and how it was integrated into my project. My class and I used technology by watching Super Bowl commercials to analyze different marketing techniques.